Hey guys, I'm here at TFCON 2022, TFCON Toronto, which is Mississauga, of course, and I made it. It's Saturday, and I'm here to meet the actors mainly and hear from them during their Q&As. I'm going to ask some questions, and I'm going to definitely audition for the live script reading too. No guarantees there, of course. Should be some hefty competition, but it's fantastic. I love this con. They're so great with their fans. There's so much fan service. Lots of things Transformers to do, but it's really a lot of toy-related stuff too. If you like all sorts of toys, not just the Transformers, this is the place to be. It's early here. I got the early bird ticket, so I got here about 10 a.m. and got in early. Got to talk to a couple people here. So far, so good. And soon they're going to let in the general public here at noon. And I'm going to get some lunch while that's happening and then attend the Q&As. So, alright guys, let's do this. TFCON! Alright guys, I'm here at TFCON 2022 with Mr. Vince DiCola, composer of Transformers the movie, which is that awesome soundtrack, and he's signing my very, very precious DVD, which already has a ton of signatures from past TFCons. And that's awesome. Thank you so much, Vince. Your music is so awesome, so memorable too.
Well, thank you.
It really is. Like, it sticks in your head for a long time, and it's just such a great, feel-good, positive music.
Much appreciated.
One quick question I'm going to ask you real quick before I get out of your hair is, of course, everyone's probably going to ask you this Q&A, but what did you think of them using "You Got the Touch" on Boogie Nights? Because I know Stan. I was wondering what.
Really funny.
Was
really
it?
Funny. That's not my song, just so everybody knows. That's Stan's song.
Right. Yes, I was going to say. I wonder what Stan Bush's reaction was as well.
I think I'm the one that actually told him about that.
Oh, was it?
He didn't know about it. I told him. I said, "Did you know your song is in this movie?" He didn't.
They purposely butchered it.
It was actually perfect use of the song too.
It was. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep, that was a cool one. Well, thank you so much for for coming to TFCon.
You're welcome.
We didn't expect you to come, but we just never knew that we could book you, and it's so awesome that you were able to come to Canada.
Thank you so much.
So thanks for all your great music in Transformers the movie, Rocky IV, and so on, and hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
We kept copies of all the master drawings of all the characters in booklets that looked like this. These drawings would show each transform mode of every character. We'd update them as new characters were being introduced, and they were being introduced all the time. From the time I came aboard at about episode 7 to the time I was done in the late episode 80s, we had introduced so many new Transformers characters, and whenever there was a new toy coming, we'd have to have a new character. They'd have new auditions for the voices. They'd need a writer to write the personality profile so that the actors auditioning would know what kind of a character they were trying to create. The code there would have A or D for Autobot or Decepticon. I think, might have been Insecticon. If it was a human character, it would say H. Here, this is another part of the same document. It lists all their agents, if we had to get in touch with their agencies. You know, most of the voice actors were paid scale, Screen Actors Guild minimum for their talents for a day. And that wasn't true of Peter Cullen or Frank Welker, the superstars who got more, but most of them would be paid the day rate, and that entitled us to use them for 3 voices. But occasionally there would be an actor who would have a 4th voice, maybe even a 5th voice in one show. Or maybe we would need a human character, we didn't have another actor, we'd have to have somebody do that all of a sudden. We would try to do it with an actor who had only had 2 voices so that the human we were assigning him to would be number 3. Because as soon as we assigned a 4th voice, they got paid for another whole day. That was the way it worked.
So we got some autographs for auction here. We got some professional wrestlers. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's been posting on social media, going through radiation treatment, and I wish Hacksaw the best of luck. Hope that goes as well as it can. And many other previous con guests here. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's another favorite. Hey, it's the Brooklyn Brawler. Luger and the Godfather. Jake the Snake, Jeff Jarrett, and Virgil. And we've got some other cool stuff here. It's from the original Pet Cemetery. And oh, there's Mark Henry. Yeah. Anyway, Tony Todd. The 1 year at TFCON I regret missing was 2017 because Michael Bell was here. And he's not only just a bunch of Transformers and G.I. Joes, of course, he's a legendary actor, voice director, and on camera and behind the mic as well. And great guy, Michael Bell. And we've got some other G1 Transformers here. I'll just focus on the G1 Transformers. There's so many great autographs here. Swoop, there's Michael Bell again. David Kay. Hard to get that light out of the way, but we'll just end on Gary. And on the Beast Wars and other ones here. Cool. Oh, and Morgan Lafton.
Yeah?
Very nice. I wish I met her too. Here at Paul David's table. A writer for G1 Transformers, several episodes. And I'm just shooting the table, but I think he brought some film strips too. What is the film strip of? Is it from the certain cartoons that he wrote?
I think that these scripts are from his Transformers shows. That
Right,
he wrote.
the scripts, but the film strips themselves as well.
Those are all from Cosmic Rust.
Oh, Cosmic Rust. Oh, okay.
Cosmic Rust.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I was so amazed
Sweet.
when I was at the panel.
That's great stuff. Mr. Paul David's G1 writer.
Yes, we were very proud of it. We are very proud of
Look
those
forward to
books.
hearing from you.
Yeah, they're really good books. And like I said, I remember the bookmarks very well as well at Cole's
Well, we were
bookstores.
really lucky because Drew Struzan, a great artist, did the, who was very well known for Jurassic Park and
This proves it. This is
Indiana Jones, all that great artwork. He's a great illustrator, and we were lucky to get him to do the covers.
Okay, I want to save that. I want to just photograph that so then I can add that to the
All the Davids. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
50-quart piece count.
G1 reissues. I've got that still screen. Some alternators as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like this is something that I use as like because it literally has like human like articulation. It's like you can.
Hasbro Transformers here. Awesome G1 stuff from the 80s. Oh, there you go. G.I. Joe DVD. Get that autographed by Greg Berger. He was Spirit and Firefly and others on that show. Kind of
No, I want to buy it. I think it's actually.
Not gonna lose any stuff. The dog's not gonna chew it.
Well, I'll make sure to keep it on the desk.
There should be a bag, like Figma always includes like an accessory bag that you throw all the hands and stuff in and find out how it's messed up.
No, I don't see anything.
I had so many of them, so I know that people
Probably bought. I don't see any.
I was usually telling people like, just double check because I had to be the guy for
So Platinum Predaking. Oh, this thing from the GoBots.
Oh, he's got on hold for you, right?
This guy's.
King Starscream.
Alright, there's too many.
This guy's booth is awesome. So many cool things. Alright. He's got superpowers. Alright. Here's You're safe to come out now if you want. I'm just gonna focus on the table. Just avoiding the humans. Wow, look at these. Look at these Transformers. These are fantastic. Oh, that Galvatron. Is that Kingdom Galvatron? I think so. It might be the Legacy one, which is basically the same thing. Yeah, I think these are the Legacy ones. But, that Grimlock. That is a wicked Grimlock. 300, too much for me.
It's hard to draw.
Oh, a Flash. It's only, it was 120 sealed.
Actually, yeah, those are the ones I was hoping to.
Yeah, you got Voltron. Yeah, Voltron too.
It's okay.
And Skyfire, Jetfire, Skyfire, Jetfire. Yeah. And one more middle aisle booth here. These new gargoyles, nice. It's Turbo Time. Yeah. Oh, I love that Grievous. Unfortunately, I can't afford any of these toys. Save all my money for autographs and stuff, but some good stuff here. Some really good stuff. Wrestlers, some turtles. Casey Jones. Casey Splinter and Shredder. And we got some classified. Oh, look at this. Well, look who it is. Mr. Barbecue. Can't find him anywhere in Canada. That's awesome. Sweet. Alright. So, what a great toy room floor. Great showroom. So much to see and do. Too much. Alright, zoom in on Prime.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Oasis.
This is a wonderful, very special panel. We're doing a Q&A with these three gentlemen here, including the incredibly talented Paul Davids, production coordinator and writer on Transformers Generation 1. The amazing Lori Faiso, the voice of Dive Bomb, or Impact's Rampage and Skydive on G1. And, do you really need an introduction? The voice of Grimlock, Skyfire, Outback, and Walkball. The one Greg Berger.
So earlier I remember you guys talking about the voice acting, how everyone was in the room at the same time. So what would be a highlight of that?
Frank Welker.
Yes. I got one. We were doing some session, I forgot what it was. Frank was not on mic at the time. We were all in the room. And was it Peter Cullen was sitting in front of him. Frank was sitting behind him. This was between takes. And Frank just sort of leaned over and did the voice of Peter Cullen's daughter. And
oh man.
It was a great moment.
He made imaginary phone calls when nothing else was going on. You'd hear the coins dropping in, you'd hear the operator, and then you'd hear the person on the other end.
You know, one of the moments in Transformers history was when Orson Welles, his last performance, came in for the feature to do the voice of the planet Unicron. And of course, a lot of people wanted to attend that, and the honchos, a few of them from Marvel or Sunbow, did. I was not at that one. I certainly heard a lot about it. I heard that Orson Welles coming in to play the voice of this planet was the size of a planet himself at that point in his life. And I believe he was brought in a
wheelchair, if I remember correctly, at that point. And no one, Wally was very, very used to telling people, how he thought they should perform a line, doing a line reading for an actor. No one does a line reading for Orson Welles, you wouldn't dare. But Orson Welles died soon after that. That was his final performance. He was history, and that was a historic moment for Transformers. Now, the role that he played, the planet Unicron, continued in the Transformers episodes after that. We didn't have Orson Welles.
Thank you.
Because you worked on the High Moon Transformer games. You got to reprise Grimlock and Fall of Cybertron, and then, came back once again to do the Rise of the Darkspark game. But one other character you also did in that game was Lockdown, who was the Age of Extinction version that was, in the Age of Extinction movie where he was played by Mark Ryan. So my question is, when they were casting for a voice match, were they trying to voice match specifically Mark Ryan's portrayal, and they were just looking out of the talent pool that Keith Aram would have been working out of to do the Cybertron games? Were they trying to look for a voice match, or was it or did you have no reference at all for how Lockdown was going to sound in the movie, and you just kind of ended up sounding remarkably similar?
No reference whatsoever. It was just a fluke, or not a fluke, or the Aram's great wisdom, or whatever it was. But no, there was no reference and no even hint of a match, voice match.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense, given Chris J. Alex's portrayal of Drift sounds nothing like Ken Watanabe's version, so I guess that would make sense. I guess my other question around the panel is, how did it go to redefine Grimlock's voice to play a more intelligible take? This more deeper voice, more hulking, more angrier, more intelligible. He was able to speak more. He sounded more like how Grimlock would have sounded in the comics, and that was a huge thing for me.
It was a source of great pride. They made it very clear that we were going for a darker, deeper, darker, grittier, more cinematic approach to everything, which I've always dreamt of, just exploring, and I thought it was really good.
Oh yeah, you were the highlight.
No, I'm very proud of that performance.
Thank you.
Thanks to your succinct and explicit answers, we actually have 4 minutes. Are there any final questions? One more. Brilliant. Great. Go for it.
Hey, just quickly, what a great audience and what great questions.
Wow, and look at all of you.
This is maybe just a personal for me, but Greg, you mind telling us a little bit about your experience on working on Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
When I first came to San Diego, I think I was mentioning, I came out with that tour, and even in San Diego I had access to trade papers, and I saw that auditions were happening in San Diego for a movie being shot in San Diego called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I auditioned, I got a part, and that was the first feature film I'd ever been in. And within the same week, maybe even the same day, I had an audition scheduled in San Diego for another feature film that was shooting in San Diego called The Stuntman, which is a cult classic with Peter O'Toole and Steve Railsback, and I have a wonderful scene in that. Both of those things happened before I ever even landed in Los Angeles, and that just goes to show it may be happening wherever it is that you are. Don't profess to not be able to practice your craft or find anything to pursue just because you're not in a major marketplace. Go to your local college. If there's a film department, go straight to it. Is anybody making a student film? Is anybody doing student animation? Do you need voices? If so, I'm a voice actor, and I would like to be on your list of go-to people. I'd love to audition for you. So anyway, it can happen wherever you are. Thank you for that question. I'm very proud of all of it.
Thank you very much.
Big hand. Thank you all. Reminder, they have tables. A reminder that they do have tables outside of the dealer room for autographs, various merchandise. Mr. Davids has actual film strips from some of the
Cosmic
films.
Rust, the work print.
Work print, yeah. Selling it by the 5 cube, right? Selling it by like 5.
Oh, 5 frames.
5 frames. That was what I was looking for.
Some of the key characters, and people have been looking for it and finding the characters they like, and I've been parting with some of that.
And both of you will be at the script reading?
Yeah, absolutely.
Script reading at 6 o'clock. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Showing off the swag, the autographs. So there's Lori Faso, who signed this thing. It was very special. Signed by Jack Angel. They don't personalize, so when I met Jack in 2013, I said, do you mind if I write to Neil at the top? And he's like, sure, go for it. So I wrote that to Neil, which is why it's the only one that's kind of personalized, but just want to point that out. That's Dick Gautier, Canadian actor, Dick Gautier. He voiced Rodimus Prime. And sadly, Jack and Dick are no longer with us, and same with Wally Burr. I've also got Neil Ross, and there's Greg Berger's autograph today, since he voiced many characters on G.I. Joe. And this one, very special, Vince DiCola in the corner, the composer of Transformers the movie, original score, soundtrack. Synth music was fantastic for the film. It fits so perfectly. Wally Burr again, Greg Berger, Jack Angel, Neil Ross, Flint Dilley, Dan Gilvazan, Hal Rail. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I got Vince.
Like,
Isn't that cool?
they do like a 15, 16-year-old and the kids playing.
God, I love TFCON.
I can tell you that I'm really good at organizing. Because he's the one, even if you ran a poll, it's like, hey, what thing do I...
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Just a friendly reminder, if you are playing with toys, eating, have a quiet conversation, just be mindful of the noise for those around you. So welcome to the Q&A with Beast Wars actor Doug Parker and absolutely applause. And Transformers Energon actor Sharon Alexander.
I actually have a question for Sharon. So how did you get the role for RC? Was it, were you just looking for auditions, or were you called, and was there another character that you also auditioned for Energon?
No. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How it works is you have an agent and they submit you, and casting will decide if they want to bring you in or not. I did not audition for any other roles in that. It was just RC, and I was lucky enough to get it.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so another question I have is, okay, so for Doug, because you were basically a talent coordinator also, especially in the earlier years in Vancouver, at the end of the 80s, you were always, how did you wrangle up and find the talent? Like, I know Scott McNeil especially had always says that you're the one that found him. You found him, or he found you, and then that's just kind of how it all snowballs from there. How did you find find people? Like, where do you go to find the talent that you know, oh, they can be a voice actor, they can do this kind of thing?
We did a lot of what we call cattle calls in those days, where we would just bring in hundreds of people and whip through it, and then do a callback for the ones that kind of made it through. And that's how we found a lot of people, is through a cattle call. I remember the day Don Brown came into a huge cattle call with there were like 3 or 4 of us in different booths in the old Little Mountain Sound. And we were all just going through trying to find new talent. And someone came up to me and said, I got this guy in the studio, I don't know if he's really good or really bad. Because he was just so over the top and amazing, right? And I went, yeah, we're bringing him back.
And I'm glad you did.
But I did, one of the first things we did was this giant workshop I called it Heavens to Murgatroyd. And we just said, That's right. And animation's coming to Vancouver. We need lots of voice actors. Come and take this workshop and hear what it's all about. And that's where guys like Scott and Lee and Sam Kuth, even a few others, just sort of heard about it and came and they saw that, listened to everything we had to say, came to the cattle call and just front of the line immediately. Those guys were, we were looking for those guys, and those guys and gals. I didn't mention any girls' names that came through out of that. But
well, it's good. Oh my God, now her name's oh my God, what's her name? She got, remember when you were in Vancouver, she got sick and it's like the industry shut down.
Oh. Well, that's
Tabitha St. Germain.
All these people.
Yeah, she was always one of my idols. But yeah, there's a lot of talent in Vancouver. A lot of really good talent.
And they keep getting really good new talent too, like in the newer projects I've been seeing. Like they keep finding them all over the place. Like especially like in the later seasons of My Little Pony, like they just kept finding new and new people.
It's amazing when you think how many women were on that. I did Equestria Girls, but I never got a My Little Pony, but.
And Sue Blue and I did some workshops together as well, where again, like 100 people doing, part of it was auditions, mock auditions we would do just to try to discover new talent. And guys like Gary's a mentor in the industry, and he helped a lot of people get going. And there's a lot of mentors in Vancouver that really helped build it. To my detriment, because my biggest competition wherever I go to audition is Scott McNeil, Lee Tokum, Brian Dobson, the other Brian. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Big hand for our guests.
It's over, Prime. Yeah, my Megatron shirt. Hey guys, Neil here. Yes, I'm in the car now, clearly. After TFCON, well, it's almost done. There's a live script reading auditions coming up, so wish me luck. No guarantees I'll get up there, but I'll do my best. And it's been a phenomenal day here in Mississauga, Ontario, just outside Toronto, here for TFCON Toronto. It was awesome. Such great fan service. It's literally one of the best fan-run conventions in the whole world, really. They do so many great things for Transformers fans of all generations, from 1984 all the way up to today, and I can't say enough about the guests that did an amazing, really job of indulging me, being the cameraman and everything, and getting some interviews. I got a great interview with Greg Berger, so look for that posted on my YouTube channel, Neil Temple. It's just my name, Neiltemple. And click and like for more. Click and like. Yes, please click and like, and click and subscribe for more videos like this. There's more cons coming up, and hopefully I can shoot them. And yeah, I got to see Greg Berger again, which is always a pleasure, and I did also get to meet Mr. Vince DiCola, the composer from Transformers the Movie. So I got him on camera signing my DVD of Transformers the Movie, and I also got an autograph from Mr. Laurie Faso, who is awesome, and he is a really, really cool guy. He was Orion Pax in the original show, as well as several other characters, and he was great. Pleasure to meet. The Q&As were awesome. I just shot a couple of clips here and there, not a lot, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the footage and how it's all kind of assembled here, and I'm going to just put up little separate clips here and there as well to promote the con and the people, and and Transformers, really, because it's so great. There's so many great toys to get here. Not just Transformers, of course. There's a ton of GI Joes and superheroes and all sorts of things that you can buy here. I also managed to pick up one action figure, just one, and that was GI Joe Classified Barbecue, because this figure was never at retail. Hasbro. Yeah, gonna work on your distribution issues there to Canada. I don't know if it's a supply-demand thing or what, but he would sell like hotcakes, and so would many other ones like Spirit and some of the, Greg Berger's character, Spirit. Some of the other G.I. Joe classifieds that we didn't get in Canada, they should bring them over here, because they'll sell. I got barbecue at a pretty good price, so I'm thankful for that, but that's the only toy I bought, and saved my money for the autographs and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty hot in the car, so I should probably wrap this up. Thank you so much to the con organizers, to Colin and to Phil and to the woman known as Oasis and everybody there. Y'all did a great job hosting and organizing, every event, and yeah, it was just fantastic. I highly recommend people subscribing to the TFCON YouTube channel as well. I believe it's Evan from Evantainment, that was their main videographer for them, and he's got a lot of great videos too. So if you want to see the Q&As, longer versions of them and stuff like that, you can definitely subscribe to TFCON. And if you love the Transformers, or if you just love meeting actors and writers and people like that, you got to come out next year. It's going to be fantastic. There's also an American one in the States too. There's TFCON in the States. And yeah, it's just fantastic. What a great convention. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, better yet, until all are one.